Sure. Thing, what these coasters are able to do. You're going to get a set of 2. I know you've never seen anything like it. So, Kelly, I'm just going to shut up.
It's gone viral on social media. If you've seen any of the reviews, it's gone viral. These are the Boce coasters. They're fantastic. It works actually through quantum physics, you know, and I did not get an A in quantum physics. Actually, I wasn't even smart enough to go for quantum physics, but I'll tell you, this was designed by a doctor and his wife, who's the drinker. So I love that story because it was like the doctor and the drinker. And they invented these coasters because he was all about wellness and drinking. And you know when you drink like wine or whiskey or tequila and you get that bite, that bitterness or that harshness of the alcohol, and you're like, I really want to drink that wine, but maybe it wasn't a higher end wine. He figured out a way that you just set your drink on the coaster, and through like this beautiful process, it's an energy transfer. It uses aeration and oxidation to physically and molecularly change your drink so that it removes the bite and the bitterness and the harshness of whatever it is you're drinking. So we have a variety of beverages. It works with any of your vessels. So whether it's just a bottle of water that you want to make smoother.
So what would it would be smoother?
It would be smoother. It takes away the bite. Okay, so Alice can do taste tests. And right as the 5-minute clock was chiming down over here with Taylor, I poured these glasses of wine. It's 3 to 5 minutes on your coaster. And if you get these home and you want to do the same taste test, drink the one from the coaster first, okay, because you want a fresh palate. So Alice is going to try the one from the coaster. It's been sitting on the coaster for 5 minutes. And just FYI, cheap bottle of wine. My girlfriend told me it was $6. Good, right? I mean,
yeah, that's good.
I mean, so it's been sitting on the coaster for 5 minutes. Now try it without the coaster. This is just a regular $6 bottle of wine that you may or may not have purchased because it was... So this is the thing.
That's just weird.
It's weird. I love that you called it weird science.
That's weird science.
It works. The reviews are there. This is only aired one time.
It's like
so there's
day and night.
It's day and night. It's only aired one time so that we only have 2 reviews on hsn.com. I know for a fact when the reviews start pouring in, you're going to go, what? So I was giving it to my husband because he's a whiskey drinker. And I said, I want you to try it. And I was trying to explain to him the science. I was reading through it and I was like, okay, the science is fantastic. It changes the molecular composition of your drink just by sitting on the coaster 3 to 5 minutes. For something like the whole bottle of whiskey, 10 minutes, okay? So if you're doing the whole bottle of whiskey. And I was explaining it to him and he goes, stop. He said, I don't care how it works. And he said, my microwave, I don't know how it works, right? Like there's microwaves on the inside and it heats up my food. He goes, but it works, right? It heats up your food. So you don't have to understand it to realize the difference in terms of the flavors that you're getting. So if this is a gift for the whiskey drinker in your life or tequila, I love to sip tequila. But I'm not fancy enough. I have a face after my first, I do. I get like a little face because I'm like, ooh, you get that sort of burn after sipping tequila for that first sip. Now, this literally changes the flavors and it's patent pending. It's real science. What's great about the coasters, it's the craziest thing. Guy aired this before and he was like, it worked. He took a bottle of red wine that he didn't care for. He drank it.
So you put the whole bottle of wine
You can put the whole bottle. If you're doing the whole bottle, and by the way, it's glass, it's ceramic, it's metal, it's a bottle of water. We'll talk about water in a minute. If you're doing the whole bottle, let's say you're having a party, set the whole bottle on, 10 to 15 minutes, okay? If it's just your glass, because it's smaller, like, okay, this was our drink from earlier with our Cuisinart food processor, 3 to 5 minutes. 3 to 5 minutes with my cheap champagne. My guests are going to taste the champagne and they're gonna say, did you get that expensive champagne? And my husband, he said, this is the difference between a 15-year aged bottle of scotch and a 30-year aged bottle of scotch.
That's amazing.
Save the $50, $60 in the 2 years.
You know what?
And get the coasters.
Here's the thing. We're gonna give you 2 of them. Just try it. Try it for yourself.
Try it.
Because we have extended our holiday return policy. You have to the end of January. You can even put these under the tree. This is for that person that is so hard to shop for.
Yeah, that you know they drink.
I already know who's getting it. My friend Alwyn. Yes.
Yes.
These are for you. Because he's a wine snob. But you know what? You're going to try it and you're going to experience something that is You have to do it side by side. And
Yeah,
we can
you have to
stand
do the
here and we
taste
can talk it
test.
all day long. You have to try it. You have to buy this. You have to try it. If you don't love it, you have to return it, okay, by January the 31st.
point.
But what fun this
Do the
is going
taste
to be
test.
to
Do it.
do the taste test.
Get it
And
home for the
even with
holidays and do
coffee,
it
you
at
said
holidays.
even with
Yeah,
coffee
so I
and
want you to do the
cheese.
coffee. Yeah, so
Okay.
3 to 5 minutes with your coffee. And by the
Right.
way, I like to eliminate creamer from my coffee because I like to save the calories, quite frankly. I drink
Right.
coffee for the pump of energy. So I don't want to do the calories of the creamer. So for me, black coffee, it's bitter. It has that bite, a harshness when you swallow it. That
Right.
was the one on the coaster. If you leave it on your coaster, and you can even do the whole pot of coffee, 10 minutes on the coaster,
That's almost undrinkable.
it's almost undrinkable. And
Oh
that
my
was
God.
the one that wasn't sitting on the coaster. I gave Alice black coffee on the coaster. It's smoother. It gives
crazy.
you, I know, it's so funny because it actually changes the molecular composition. So for wine, it actually reduces the fusel oil. So you know when you make wine, that fermentation process,
Right.
it releases some oils, and that's the oils that give you that bite, that bitter, that harshness. It's drinkable,
But
usually.
how does it get up into the liquid?
That's the
I
quantum
don't
physics of
understand.
it. So it's the color on the coaster and what's infused into the coaster. It's changing the composition of the drink inside it.
Crazy
it's
weird.
So crazy. And that's why when
Oh
I
my
explained
God,
it to my
what
husband
fun.
and he was like, I don't know how the microwave works, but gosh darn it, it works. And so it's like, it works.
It's not just a difference, it's a dramatic
It's
difference.
dramatic.
Yeah.
It changes that
So,
harshness.
For a Bloody Mary, sometimes it can be, I
With the
agree.
vodka.
Right.
It smooths out the flavors of the vodka. And even with your wines, even if you didn't want to do a taste test and you just want to do like an aromatic, you can actually smell the different notes of the wines.
Gee whiz.
And there is science behind it. Go to our website. And by the way, what's cool about these coasters, if you are gifting them, there's a QR code. And so any of your recipient, all they have to do is scan that code. It takes you to all our taste testers.